What's going on, Clash Bashers? Rocky here today, and today we're here with Jalen from Blue Angels Gaming. Jalen, how you doing today, my man?
Doing pretty good. Just got off the stream with you, and now it's time to bring an attack strategy to your channel. So
Hey,
looking forward to it.
absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Also, yeah, if you guys missed the stream, we had some fun times on the stream with a nice war stream. But Jalen is here to talk to us about Frozen Witch. That's an attack strategy that I've been wanting to learn, and Jalen was like, I can teach you, Bash. And I was like, okay, Jalen, let's do it. So if you guys want to check out some awesome strategy content and some stuff similar to what I do, go check out Jalen's channel. We'll have that link down in the description. Blue Angels Gaming with that. Oh, Jalen, I love your logo, man. We were talking about that a little bit before, but I love your logo. Looks good. So what we're going to go ahead and get into is we're going to talk about the attack, what you're kind of looking for in bases. The army we got kind of pulled up here, Jalen. Tell me about the army. We got 17 witches, 2 healers. We got a giant, three archers in there. 2 rages, 7 freezes, and I got bowlers in my clan castle, but I know you said we could also have Valkyries, so
Something that I always like to say, and all of my channel is known for attack strategies. Anytime that I talk about a strategy, what I like to first start out with is it is base dependent. You can't go into a base and do the same thing every time. So you want to look at the base, analyze it, and you want to adjust your troops accordingly, but you also want to come up with how you're going to place them. So my go-to army on Frozen Witches, like he said, was 17 witches, a couple healers, and then just a few other troops I use, usually a giant and 3 archers. So what I do is I start off with 2 to 3 witches per side, not per side, on both sides of the funnel that you're wanting to create. And on one of those sides, place down the healers to protect those. And usually I use those on the splash damage side. So if one of your sides of your funnel is going to go into like a whiz tower or a mortar, place down the healers. That will keep them alive. And then place your giant in front of the other witches to keep the other side of your funnel alive. Let those do some work. Then place down your wrecker, followed with your heroes, line of witches, and it will do some work. But the main thing, I know we're about to go in and show you guys some live play, but the main thing is the freeze placements. You guys have to make sure you get those freezes down accordingly. And if you can do that, this is by far one of the best attack strategies at Town Hall 10. And I've even used it a couple times at Town Hall 9. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and we'll go ahead and get into it.
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, like Jalen said, what we're going to do is Jalen is going to kind of show off the attack. He's going to attack my base, my Town Hall 10, and then what he's going to do is kind of walk me through it, and hopefully I can triple his base as well. We've had some guys in Mad Ram in my clan having a lot of success with this attack, and that's why I kind of wanted to bring it to you. And I've also seen in the comment section, yes, I read those comments, I've seen some of you guys requesting Frozen Witch. So like I said, me and Jalen been talking about doing this for a little bit, and we had a good opportunity for it. So I guess we'll go ahead and get into it. We'll talk about the base. We'll talk about what we're looking for in the base. Jalen, let me go ahead and throw that friendly challenge up, and let's go ahead and get into it, bud. All right, guys, so this is the base Jalen is going to be attacking my base. Jalen, if you want to go ahead and talk us through your thought process of why you're attacking this base, or what you're looking for in this base, and why it's a good Frozen Witch candidate, go ahead and do that, bud.
Okay, so at Town Hall 10s, any attack strategy, you're really going to want to utilize the efficiency out of your wall wrecker. So if we would go anywhere between 9 and 3, really, you aren't going to get any efficiency out of the wall wrecker, as it's not going to go through any walls. And really, you're just going to use that as a clan castle rather than a wall wrecker. So what I suggest is looking to see where you can get through a decent amount of walls, as well as using that for a meat shield as well. So I'm going to be looking anywhere really up around 12 to around 10, or around 12 to 2. So the next thing you want to really look for in this attack strategy is your splash defenses. This is the most important thing, as witches provide those decoy skeletons out, and you don't want those to get ate up real quickly by your by the splash defenses. So what you want to do is you want to see how you can get into the base without any of those splash defenses targeting you on the outside. And you want to see how you can strategically place your freeze spells. So something that I noticed right off the bat in this base layout is right there in the middle where that queen is. You see 2 whiz towers, that expo, and a bomb tower. These are all main defenses whenever you're using this attack, and they're right beside each other in that quadrant, and you'll actually be able to use one freeze spell to freeze all 4 of those defenses, and if the queen is in there, possibly even freeze her. So I'm thinking if we go from around 12 to 3, funnel there at 12, funnel at 3 with a couple, 2 or 3 witches, and then place a line of witches there between the 2 funnels, get the wall wrecker into the base, get into that main component with the clan castle, and work ourselves through the base. If we can get through that beginning section of the base, I think we can really do some work, and most of the splash defenses will be down at that point. All we will really have to worry about is those 2 mortars on the very far end over towards 9. So we're going to go ahead and get into the attack.
Alrighty, guys, so Jalen's going to show us how to run the Frozen Witch attack and really, keep an eye on how he uses those freezes to, freeze those splash damages and how those witches work. So Jalen, go ahead, man. Show us how it's done.
All right, so I usually start off by placing down these archers to pick off some corner buildings and to provide me with a little bit of some time savers. So I do place 2 to 3 witches per side of my funnel, like I said before. So I'm going to go ahead and place down 3 on this side, followed with the giant, which is going to act as a little bit of a meat shield. I'm going to wait on him since nothing is really targeting them. I'm going to place down 3 witches up here, followed with the healers. The reason I use the healers up there instead of down at 3 o'clock is because that mortar up there with the splash damage, it would have taken out those witches pretty quickly, but by me placing those healers, it does protect them from splash damage. So I do place down the wall wrecker to get into that component there, and I place down the line of witches, which will hopefully go inside of the base and get to doing some damage on the core of this base once they get inside. So I am going to wait for these witches before I place down any spells. So now...
So kind of let them get into that compartment is what you're saying, instead of just freezing and wasting it.
So I actually didn't even have to freeze those wizard
those
towers.
wizard towers went down fast.
Yeah, which was really nice. My witches do go around, which kind of sucks, but I'm not even going to freeze this Inferno here just because it's okay if that goes down. I have used all of my rages at this point. I'm going to go ahead and freeze these defenses. And I actually didn't really even have to freeze the normal defenses that you would with this attack, just because those wizard towers went down really quickly.
Yeah, they really did. Those went down super fast and really just helped you out there at the beginning of the attack.
Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of use these strategically and protect my queen. I am going to go ahead and use her ability, and I'm just going to save these
giant bomb
freezes, so whenever we get to those mortars, we'll be good. So I'm not even going to worry about keeping my queen alive, just because the rest of this attack is pretty much up to my witches, and there's plenty of skeletons down as long as I can protect those from the mortars. So
basically what you want to do is kind of use those freezes to freeze, key defenses to keep those witches and kill squad alive almost there.
Yeah, and this was actually, it wasn't a perfect example of what you would normally do, but it's a great example.
Your kill squad wrecked.
Yes, and it's a great example of how you have to use your mind as you're going through the attack. So even though I didn't do what I planned on going into the attack, which was to freeze those whiz towers, I just kind of went along with the attack and used them for other things, and it worked out really nicely. So,
and I think that's a kind of key thing with any attack, is always be willing to kind of change the attack on the fly, because you never know when things are going to change. And I mean, that's a great example right here of, he didn't have to use those freezes at the beginning because the kill squad was so powerful, and was able to save him for the back end, which helped him get through here. That was super OP, Jalen. See, my problem when I do this a lot of times, and maybe you'll be able to advise me a little bit, as I tend to run through my freezes too fast. Like, I don't know, I just like overcompensate. Maybe I'm not being patient enough. I don't know. I mean, I'll try your base. I'll get, do you recommend Valks in the CC or bowlers, or does it depend on the base? What would your thoughts be on that?
Okay, so this is something that I always talk about. Everybody uses either Valks or bowlers in any ground attack, really.
Right.
So a lot of people and a lot of the leagues that I cover use bowlers, but I like Valkyries for 2 reasons. Number one, if they would happen to go in a giant bomb as soon as that siege machine pops, the wrecker, it's not going to be as the Valks won't be as viable to die in there as the bowlers, and which are going to be completely pointless if they hit a giant bomb. And if you rage those Valkyries, they can take out 10% in just a couple of seconds, especially at these lower town halls. And not only that, but you can also get through walls. So that's actually a huge, probably the biggest reason that I use Valks in my CC is because they are very, very lethal to walls. Whereas bowlers, I mean, they're not really going to go through a wall.
They'll just beat on a wall for. So that makes a ton of sense. So guys, what we're going to do is I'm going to get Valks in my clan castle. We'll try it with Valks. I think we might try it with Valks and bowlers, kind of depending how we're doing here. If I suck too bad, well, that's the end of the video. And Jalen, nice having you. But no, I'm just kidding. But we're going to go ahead and get ready. I'm going to go ahead and attack Jalen. Hopefully he can walk me through things. I feel like I got a basic understanding of things. Like I said, usually what I do is I freeze too fast. So hopefully we can not do that and see how things go. So we'll be back here in a second, guys. Alrighty, guys. So this is Jalen's base that I'm going to be attacking. We were kind of talking about it and kind of giving opinions back and forth. My first thought was to kind of go in this fat side, but really you don't want to take on 2 Infernos like ever in an attack. So the real, better choice is to go in kind of on this 12-3 side. And what we're going to do is we're just going to basically do all the stuff Jalen talked about. Create a funnel, use our freezes, don't use them too fast, but don't use them too slow, and just hopefully wreck right through this base. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Alrighty, guys, so let's see if we can put this plan into action. Hopefully we do Jalen proud here. Let's go ahead. 3 witches up top here. I'm use that giant to kind of tank right there, and then we'll go 3 witches down here with the healers, just because there is a little bit of splash damage right there. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a funnel going right here. And then let's go ahead and get our king in. Get our queen in just to make sure they're going up the center. Now we are going to want to keep an eye on our wrecker with that Inferno tower. We might have to freeze just because we want to keep our wrecker alive. Also, okay, the Inferno's hitting onto...
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, we just got that nice double compartment open, right?
Yeah.
Some huge value right there. Alright, barely saved the wrecker right there. I was hoping to get the wrecker through. I might have to save these witches up top. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to freeze the Teslas right there. Valks get through. Those witches are healed at the bottom, so I'm not like overly concerned about them. I hit the king's ability to try to get through that wall a little bit faster there. We got skeletons going.
Can survive. Heroes are looking
the queen
good.
is right. Like, look at the queen doing work. Look at all those witches at the bottom. Holy crap! Most of the witches look like they went around.
I was like, where'd your witches go? There they are.
I should have saved my queen with the freeze, but that's all right. Or my king, rather. We'll hit the queen's ability there. And we have a herd of witches down there, Jalen. So ideally, we want to get them inside the base, but I guess it's going to work out here because they went down there with the healers.
Yeah, I mean, your heroes did work there. You're able to get your queen behind that king, and your wrecker went through 1, 2, 3, 4... 3 or 4 different compartments.
And kind of what you said with the Valkyries being raised up. Those raised up Valks did some super work. And we can actually swag 2 freezes because we just absolutely got huge value on that. Holy crap, Jalen. That was ridiculous, man. I see what you're meaning about how powerful this attack is.
I mean, how many witches do you have left?
That was a ton of witches. I mean, I guess it kind of worked out there. And guys, I mean, if you can get huge value on the base, I guess it was kind of nice that everything didn't go inside because our kill squad value was huge. Our witches did work. Queen behind the king. And we just got a nice attack there. So that was my first ever Frozen Witch 3-star there, Jalen. So thanks so much for the tips. That was nice.
Problem,
maybe we can start using that war.
Way to execute and way to go along with your attack as you're going throughout it and making adjustments. That was nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, don't always just be dead set on your plan. Make those adjustments. I see what you mean about the freezes. I mean, we only used, 5 freezes, so that was super OP. But Jalen, thank you so much for coming over and talking Frozen Witch with us. If you guys want to check out more strategies, more great content by Jalen, go check out Blue Angels Gaming. We'll have the link down there in the description. Jalen, thanks for coming on with us. Any parting words, bud?
Thanks for having me. Thanks for working me into your time, and I really appreciate you getting me on here. Thanks, Bash Nation, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon in some of my attack strategies. See you guys.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned a little bit today. You guys have a great day. Keep on Clash Bashing.